So let's try to add some style information to make this look a little more professional. And I'm going to start with the tables. So in my login table class, let's go ahead and set the margin to 0 auto so that tables are centered in the content. And in my content login content ID, let's set the font family to sans serif. See how that looks. Okay. And then this thing here, that's the login OR, so we also want to center that. Oh, that was a class, not an ID. So this one I just want to attach text align center. Okay, and then let's go ahead and make the font bigger. So we'll try 2M. Maybe a little too big. Let's try 1.5M. So that's okay except for the headers. So let's go ahead and make the header a little bigger. So that's the login header class. And increase the size to 2M. That's a little too big. Let's make that 1.5 on top of 1.5. That looks good. So how big is that piece of text right there? So that's 419 pixels. So let's make the tables be 450 pixels wide. And we'll add a background tint. So background color, light cyan. And let's set the margin left to 0px solid to 0px, and we'll also set margin right to 0px, set margin top to 1px solid black, margin bottom 1px solid black. So I have a mismatched property value. Oh, because I have this margin 1. I'm sorry, that should be border, not margin. Border, 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 border. There, okay, so now let's try it. Okay, so let's add some padding. Let's try 10 pixels. Okay, and let's go ahead and align this guy. So those are the login labels. text align right. Okay. And actually, let's make the login labels fixed width so that everything lines up. So this is the longest one. Let's make it 250 pixels. Okay. So let's add some padding around this guy. So that's the login header. Actually, just a margin bottom, I think. So let's put a margin bottom on the login header. Try 10 pixels. Let's try 20. Actually, let's go ahead and create a span with login header instead. So let's go ahead and close that off and create a span. And then close the span. And then we'll do the same thing here. And now our margin bottom should work. So we're going to have to adjust the font size for this again. So this isn't a block, which is why it's ignoring the margin bottom. So let's go ahead and make it a div instead. Same here. Okay, so now we got our margin. Let's make this a little try 20. Okay, that looks good. So let's make that 20 here. And then we're also going to want to do the same thing with the button. So I'm going to go ahead and put this button in a div as well. So we'll close that TD and create a div for login submit. Close off the div. And then for login submit, we'll go ahead and add margin top 20 pixels. Okay, and now we need space on both sides of this OR box. So let's just put 20 pixels around that all the way around. And then we need this button on this side, so let's text align that login submit. And let's see how it looks. This register button should also have some padding, so let's take a look at what's going on there. Oh, I forgot to add the div box. So let's go ahead and fix that. And reload. Okay, so not overly beautiful, but good enough for me.